All right, welcome to the Monday Night Men's Forum. I am Matt from FarmHopLife. This is Men's Forum number 40. Spoiler alert. We're going to talk about conspiracy theories later. We got Chicken Whisperer tonight. How's it going, man?
How you doing tonight, guys? Everything's well.
Dude, you're looking pretty fly. You actually have a shirt on. That's weird.
I do actually. It was
Technically,
only
it's not
because
a shirt. Sorry.
I had to go get the meds, So I mean, they don't mind if I did because they love me. They said I was like one of their favorite customers, so they don't care. But it's respectful.
just for people on the audio, it's not even a shirt. It's a black wife beater, but
it's a tank top. I don't know why they call it wife beater.
Well, they're in Florida.
I am in Florida. I guess that is true. But there's Florida woman too, and she's violent too, man. I'm telling you, they're there. It's terrible. It's hard.
Is it a man beater then, or husband beater?
It definitely could be that, but I think a steel toes is that.
He's even got like a cowboy hat on.
I do have my hat on tonight. That is very true, sir. I have come quite fond of this thing. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking about getting a Harley this year, and I was wondering if they had cowboy hat helmets. I was like, there's probably no other way to go.
They probably do. For hard hats, they actually make a cowboy hard hat for like construction work. So,
well, what's dope is here you don't even have to wear a helmet, so it's all just for whatever shits and giggles.
Yeah. It's
our new horse, right?
The stage, like right in front of like all your microgreens and
yeah, man. I got this thing hooked up, dude. I'm like, I got my whiteboard right here for any kind of notes. I got all my times going on. I got all my shit going.
That's awesome.
Oh shit!
What kind of seedlings you got going on here? Looks like I got some sunflower up top there.
Yeah. Oh man, and these things, they are fucking amazing. They're fucking amazing. I sit there and I pick these fuckers all day. That's why, actually. You see that little dent spot right here?
Yeah.
And that dent spot right there, that's me.
Yeah, I figured that was you.
Mm-hmm. Because, I sit right here, get the little munchies. I just reach up and pluck, They're so good. Okay, so these little fuckers, so the sunflower's got A, C, D, F, and 25% protein. So, right.
Seed, like microgreens have 25% protein?
Right. And so they start with kind of a sweet, real fresh taste, right? Like a real good fresh taste. And they end with the sunflower kind of nutty taste at the end. So it's almost like you're eating sunflower, except shelled, of course. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, man, I didn't know. They're damn good, man. Leave it to them hippies. No shit.
I met a guy from Instagram a couple weeks ago, and he does microgreens. He's been doing it for like 16 years or something, I guess. And I had a bunch of his sunflower starts, and man, they were super tasty. Love them.
Dude, they're great. Listen, if you ever want some, like help on how to start them, how to keep, they're really, they're not that hard. I could walk you through it in probably like 30, 45 minutes. I know you get it. You're a farmer. Fuck, you probably get it quicker than that. But, just throwing you the tips and the tricks, you know what I'm saying? And just take a minute to get them all out there. Cause there's some neat tips, and fuck, man, you thought you knew something about growing, but there are so many, like seedlings are finicky. You know what I mean? Temperamental. And so, and then there's a volume, and it's like a moisture you got to get, and then replication of being dug in the dirt, so it's pretty neat. It's fascinating shit, dude. If it wouldn't have been for growing pot all the years I did, I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing.
He was saying that humidity has to be controlled pretty tightly because you're trying to grow like 10,000 seeds in a square foot, and that's just like nature just doesn't want to do that.
Well, it shouldn't. Life puts off heat. Life puts off, and so you're together. And all of them, the tighter you get together, the more heat gets generated in these trays, right? So that's a breeding ground if you don't keep the humidity right, keep a little air on there. I overshot it because I failed some a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh fuck, because I was trying something new. You know how it goes when you try something new, you never know how it's gonna go. And I did it wrong, of course, because when you try something new, you fuck it up first, 10 or 12 times if you're me. But, you know what I mean? So you finally figure it out. But I was like, oh, no. And then I overcorrected, and I tried it again, and I dried them out. So I had them too wet the first time with not enough airflow, and too dry the next time with not enough moisture to start. So it was like, damn. But now I've kind of figured out my ball game. I'd show you the ones that but I got them in dark cycle right now. They're in dark cycle for a little bit. So, but these are radish. This back here is the salad mix. That right there is a beet. And then this right here is mustard. Wasabi. That's what it tastes like. And then I'm growing these right here. These are special. These are mine.
What are they?
Those are sunflower. That's sunflower, my dude.
Nice.
Yeah, that
so
whole bowl
eating from the
too.
top row?
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, you just eat. So I pinch down just for personal preference. I mean, when they sell you a microgreen, they'll sell you something like that, you know, a lot of them. But I think it's perfect, about right there. And it's like
halfway up.
Man, yeah. I figure about the way the leaves dangle, about as long as the stalk, you know what I mean? So right around there, give about an inch and a half. I think that's about perfect. I think the flavor stays right around in that area. You know what I mean? So I love it, dude. I didn't know I would, but fuck, I didn't know I was gonna love chickens like I did either. So you never know about these things till you try.
So can you share like a personal event, something that happened like over the last weekend? You have like a good Easter weekend, get some stuff done, or have a good time with the family?
Oh yeah, the kids had a good time. My personal and religious preference, we don't do Easter, but they did Easter egg hunt over at the neighbors because they was offered. You know, we ain't like opposed to the whole thing. It's just not our personal celebration. Sure. And there's candy involved, you know, so they went and got some. So why not, right? But no, it was good. My dog ate my door. That's a personal event.
Dog ate your door?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My female's in heat, and so my male decided he wanted it in my house while I went to the grocery store and ate through a corner of my door. So got to replace some of that. Got some nice new metal though. It's gonna look real good when I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit, hold on. Google's going off. Google got excited. Oh, I love Google, man. But I'll tell you what, when the acronyms start wanting to fuck with you, they'll just turn that sumbitch on for no reason at all. It'll just answer questions out of nowhere. It'll answer questions you didn't even ask. And it's like,
I feel like that happened during our interview too.
Dude, it does happen, man. Google likes me. What can I say?
And then within the last week, maybe this is like another conspiracy theory thing. Within the last week, I've got like a Google like Pixel book. It's like a laptop folded over. It's like a tablet thingy. Like that thing's been taking a crap recently. And then so is like my Google Home. It's like I got it set up mostly as like a picture frame. Just there's like a camera roll.
Yeah.
Shows pictures. That thing's been taking a crap same time. So I don't know.
Dude, the networks have been kind of screwy here lately, man. Mine went out for like, I don't know. It was a few days, and when I'd rehook them up through the home thing, because I got them every fucking where, because I'm like, hey, Google all the time. But I don't know. They just wouldn't sync, and all of a sudden, none of them would answer a question. You'd have to go in the app. You'd have to wipe out the network and let it reconnect to the network. Then all of a sudden, it'd be like, oh, yeah, we're supposed to do shit. And you know what I mean? So it was for a hot minute, and it finally cleared itself up.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. So my company's got like throughout the company, it's like Friday we had off, and then we had the option of doing you can either take Friday off or take Monday off. Well, I took Friday off, and then halfway through the weekend, my wife was like, "You should just take Monday off." And then so I put in for like a request to just take Monday off too, and so I had a 4-day weekend. It was really nice.
That's cool. Yeah, that's real nice. I seen you got them railroad ties knocked in there, man. That shit was boss. It looks good.
Thanks.
It looks good. Yeah, man. I love railroad ties. It is. And some bitches are heavy, especially if you by yourself, man. You got to like one sided at a time and just kind of like, you know what I mean? Because like, damn, I ain't Arnold. I ain't throwing that motherfucker on my shoulder and hell no, I'm gonna do it like
I tried.
Yeah, I hear you, because we men, we dumb. I get it, but we old. At least I'm getting there. I'm like, I want to make it to 80 and be in good shape. So I don't think I want to tear nothing apart. I'm gonna do this smart.
Yeah.
You get that way later. You see, damn, fuck, Colorado Beard. Fucking love that guy. Little Colorado Farms.
Oh, Little Pine.
Little Pine. Yeah, hell yeah. I love that fucking guy, dude. He's awesome. He has some great tweets, dude. I love his little tweets. He's wearing some damn little Carhartts. I made fun of him when I was fucking with him. He was like wearing one of the Carhartts.
Dude, Twitter's not been working well for me lately.
It sucks.
Yeah, like I see a lot of crap that I don't care about and nothing that I wanna see. So I'm gonna try to meet up with Little Pine this weekend, actually. So I've got yeah. I didn't want to broadcast it in case it doesn't work out, but I was like, screw it, whatever. All I can do is try. So I got a work trip where I got to fly into Denver and then drive to Cheyenne because you can't fly into Cheyenne.
Right, because of the mountain.
Well, no, just Cheyenne's too small.
Oh, okay. No airport at all. Well, that's cool.
I'm sure they got like a little regional thingy, but yeah, I can't fly very well. Anyways, so I gotta get a rental car, go up to Cheyenne, come back to Denver, and like I extended my trip an extra day because it like saved the company money. Like actually it did. Like if I flew back Friday, it was like $750. If I fly back Saturday, it's like $250. And so I'm like, hey, can I just like keep the rental car an extra day or get a hotel?
Because even with the hotel and the rental ain't fucking nothing, yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna take the extra day and go see him. So
I think you should, dude. I think that's dope. That's really good for us. This is kind of like why I want Discord, though. I mean, I know we do it the live thing, but we could do this in the VC, and everybody kind of shoot the shit and figure out what life's going on and how to do shit. And I know at least we're useful. Everybody you talk to, that's what I meant by it's a good network. Everybody you talk to is useful. They know how to grow shit, do shit, build shit. You know what I mean? You've had them on your podcast. So it's like, I just think it's smart because together we, it ain't Galt's Gulch because we're a bunch of probably half-ass rejects, but nonetheless, it'd be good.
Half-ass rejects. Yeah, I don't know about
speak for myself.
About the I don't know if I want to take on moderating a Telegram or a Discord. I just kind of like to lurk. I like to lurk in all these channels. So
I hear you. So,
but yeah,
I don't know, man. I hang out in the spaces to kick lefties around sometimes. The woke, you know what I mean? When you're running the woke, you got to kick them around because it's just fun. But other than that, it's like I don't know. I just been working on a little micro buddy and grinding it out, man. Quit smoking cigarettes.
You quit smoking cigs?
Yeah, absolutely. I use these things if I get desperate, but most of it is on a patch. I've been at 3 months now almost. So
gotcha. Nice. Good for you, man. That's hard.
No, listen, it's wild, dog. It's wild. I tell you how wild it is, but not on camera. Later on when you ain't live, I'll tell you what's going on besides that too.
All right. All right. I'm gonna save myself a little note here. Ask about quitting cigarettes. Okay. I'll save that for later.
It's been good. No, it's been good. What's been going on in your world? Oh, go ahead. That's right. You got to ask questions. I'm sorry. Shit.
Well, we're just kind of just getting into whatever, like
cool.
Conspiracy theory stuff. Like
yeah.
I used to do a conspiracy theory podcast with a couple of friends, and we don't do it anymore because I was the only one that wanted to keep going, which is fine. I like doing the FarmHopLife thing. So, but I still have a secret love for conspiracy theories. Just because it's like, dude, it is so. Some of them are just like off the wall, make no sense, or they're like,
okay, what's your craziest one?
But what's my craziest one?
Like that you were like, not even necessarily that you believe, but you almost hope is real, or like you feel like could be real even if you don't have the proof? What's the wildest one you have any wandering stock in?
Man, I'm gonna have to think about that one. I did not come prepared for that question.
No, I'll give you mine. Agartha.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Agartha.
What's that?
Hollow Earth.
Hollow Earth?
Yeah, Agartha, dude. It's dope. It's a dope theory. Yeah, it's a dope theory. I don't care. I don't, but it's dope. Admiral Byrd, Antarctica and shit. That's fire. Eric the Red is attached to that. No shit.
Huh.
So
I didn't know that.
Theory. Yeah, whole theory.
Eric the Red.
Mm-hmm.
The latest thing that I found was this 432 hertz thing. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, 432. It's the healing frequency.
Yeah. Like music used to be played at 432 hertz, apparently. Like I'm just getting into it. So I don't
so
know.
They do it at 440 right now. All your mainstream music's done at 440, and it's a distortion tactic, right? So nature is 432. That's natural. That's the natural frequency in the environment. So that's nature's environment. So when you hear music, that's the natural. Like your voice will only get that kind of like 432. So that's the natural. 440 is distorted. If you look at that guy, what's his name? Dr. Emito, fuck, I don't know, a lot of pot ago. But the guy that did when you spoke to water and he froze it and flash froze it when you spoke like love or hate or you used certain words, the crystallization of the water would form into either some beautiful geometric shapes that were perfect and naturally formed, or these distorted and broken up things that were like unnatural, right? Depending on what words you used, which leads to the whole frequency designation, right? So you're made up of what? How much percent water? Most, right? So just imagine if a frequency was running all the time to distort your water. Now, electroconductivity, neurological conductivity, all done in the fashion of, how electricity would run, right? So your water is like what? Your conductor. I mean, so if it's distorted, how are you? If it's frazzled, how are you? So it's just a simple poke. It's a poke in the. They can't make it anything too obvious in the world of deception and propaganda and control. They don't make it that obvious, and they don't need to, because it's not just a one, dude. It's a bunch of mosquitoes. It's a bunch of bees. It's a bunch of pokes, and that's what it is. It ain't got to be one. It's not a punch in the face. If it's a punch in the face, you could be like, "Hey, motherfucker, you hit me," and then you can scrap about it. But if you're, going through a subway and somebody bumps into your elbow, you don't know. You look over, there's 3 motherfuckers right there. You don't even know who did it, especially if they ain't paying no attention. If they ain't looking at you and it looks like nobody sees what they did, you're like, oh, it must have been an accident. How many of those you going to have? Right. How frustrated you going
to be? Clap, clap, clap.
Thank you.
What were we talking about, like fluoride in the water or the Fauci algaes?
No, the healing frequency, 432 hertz.
Because that could have been applied to, fluoride in the water or, the other thing.
Well, the Fauci algae was more of a, so that was this, okay? So you're the wheat and the chaff at that moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the line? How many? What's your percentage? Where are they? This all wasn't very difficult to figure out. By migration patterns, by job hiring and firing patterns. Who gave you unemployment when they fired you for the jab? They knew when you wasn't working, right?
Yeah.
So how do you count a percent other than make people make a decision? They need to know how many people they're going to have to deal with. Who will say no? Fuck you.
Yeah, that's good. Clap, clap, clap again.
Welcome, Grant.
Hey, it's been a long day, but a wonderful day.
Let's hear it. That's your personal event.
Well, my personal event was the plant sale at school, and I could probably ramble on this for about 30 minutes. But got there 7 o'clock this morning, and then I didn't sit down till 5 o'clock on the way home.
So, you were selling plants?
Yeah, it was our school plant sale. So this past semester, we have
Okay.
propagated, all kinds of everything, and we had about 2 greenhouses full. There's a video of it in the um, Telegram. I don't know if I have any pictures of it right now, but it was full. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 industrial size greenhouse tables full of plants, and
Okay,
then
yeah.
like 75, 80 hanging baskets.
Oh,
And
wow.
and half the hanging baskets came from plants I brought in. It's Tradescantia. It's a wandering Jew variety. I brought them in. They're house plants, and I sold about half. I sold about every single one of them. This one I specifically got from my grandma, and hers died but she had left it outside for 3 years. She didn't do anything to it. She didn't bring it inside to overwinter it. But I got a couple droppings from it, and then I propagated them in December. And then by January, we got a mother plant, and then I kind of gave it a huge haircut, and then we propagated those in 4-packs, and then put those 4-packs in hanging baskets, and they're probably maybe 2.5 feet long, if you were to measure them. They were crazy.
Wow.
And then every single time I'd kind of tell that story to them, they'd say, "Well, now I just have to buy one." I probably sold $4,000 worth of plants today.
Wait,
Dude,
so
high five.
is that for you, or is that fundraiser for
That's
the
a school fundraiser?
It's for the school. So you would think that money would go back to our program, but no. It gets dipped into by the health program, the cosmetic program. So it's
Can I
kind
ask you
of
a question?
yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just wondering how much you think you'd have made if that had been for you.
That'd have been for me.
Yeah.
Probably about $6,000.
So, just saying, maybe haircuts are due for some other plants like that plant or that plant. I would just say, cut them again.
Oh yeah,
And this time for you.
Exactly. So I have all the mother plants that they came from. I provided all the mother plants. I took several from there. I took some spider plants. I took others that we had propagated from that for myself. It's kind of a big, it's like talk about cheap labor. I mean, we worked the greenhouse for 6 months. And we worked the greenhouse for basically a whole semester. We come in, we had colas, we had begonias, we had ivy geraniums, we had sun patience, we had verbena, we had zinnias, we had pretty much anything you'd plant in the summer. That's your regular stuff.
Nice.
And all of it they ordered from cuttings, super easy. The only thing I would need to do that is a greenhouse and then a way to market it and sell it. So that's pretty much it. We sold about 60% of the 2 greenhouses today. We'll know the number. We'll know the full number tomorrow, but I'd say we probably moved $12,000 today, and I bet you I moved half of it.
What was your volume?
Like you talking about quantity of plants?
No, your customer intake.
Oh, it was huge. We had people waiting there at 7 in the morning.
Okay.
We didn't open till 8, and then a couple people just came in at 7:30. And like, I'm not going to tell you to leave. It's not my job.
Hell
So
no,
I just kept working past them. The one thing is though that they don't teach you again in this program is how to market, how to actually get customers and sell the plants you grow. They teach you how to grow them all day long, even though it's kind of old school.
I'll tell you, they did use a marketing. So they used the marketing scheme that went along with so like it's the same way they try to get you when you got an upline and you got teams and you're trying to build teams, right? So they go to you and they tell you to tell your friends. And you did, didn't you? You told all your relatives and friends, hey, my school's going to be selling plants.
Yeah, but
and then they told their friends, right? So they used y'all kind of pyramid scheme, but it's not.
They did have the school's marketing program, put it in the county newspaper on the front page. And then they had it's like a government funded school. It used to be private. They went government to get the money.
More money.
Yeah. So again, it was fun. I had a blast. I came in, I was just swooping in, selling people plants, and then leaving my classmates to carry them out the door.
Dude, that's dope. That's dope.
I had so much fun. It was great. I even sold all the plants I had set aside for myself. But I told them I'm going to take cuttings off of them before I give them to them. And they were all fine with it because they were the last ones of each one.
That's dope, man.
Nice.
That's cool. You got a lot of respect that way. That's nice.
You're figuring out your sales on your own. They
Yeah,
don't need to teach you how to do that.
Yeah, they're not going to teach you how to succeed.
Yeah, I hear you. There's a thing, sales is I don't know, it's pretty easy when people want to buy what you got.
True. It really is. When they come in with an open wallet and an empty checkbook, I pretty much talked them into a whole bunch of stuff they didn't need. And I just told them, like, look, it'll look pretty if you kill it, you kill it. But with a lot of stuff that I was pretty much selling, I was like, look, don't get this cheap annual crap. I hate annuals. It's like, but I was pushing the sun patience, I was pushing the geraniums, I was pushing the begonias, because you can bring those inside and you can overwinter them.
Well, let me tell you one winning thing you did right away. I can tell you in your conversation, it was a smart move on your part. You alleviated their guilt right away because you told them, don't worry about it. If you kill it, you kill it. Because immediately they're thinking in their head, they don't vocalize this shit, but they're thinking in their head, oh, I'm not good with the plant. I'm not going to, it might die. I'm going to.
Yeah, and they would tell me that. And then I would, with the hanging baskets, oh, I'm not good with hanging baskets. And then I just went on the whole thing like, well, this one's outside for the last 3 years at my grandma's house. And she didn't bring it inside. She just put it under the carport. And they were asking, well, it takes shade. I have this, I have that. It's, you know what? Get it. And if it, just pay attention. If the leaves start burning, you might want to move it somewhere else and then just get something else. But I had so much fun. It was me and this one older lady, Cleta. I let her handle the tomatoes because she was doing her internship in the greenhouse.
What are they?
Semester. Tomatoes. Tomatoes.
Oh, I heard tomatoes.
Yeah. But people, like, we had, so the teacher, when we started the seeds, he takes the seed packet and kind of just shakes it over a tray of dirt and wets it down. I think that is the dumbest way to start seeds. Because you basically create twice the work. Because then you got to be extremely careful with them, dig them up, and then repot them in something else. Completely stupid. But he didn't cover them. He didn't put plastic wrap or like anything over it to keep the humidity in. So they'd grow, they'd get too dry, they'd die. They'd grow, get too dry, get too wet, and then die. And then this could have been avoided completely if you just covered them up. I mean, it's even in our lesson plan. Cover them up. And then
we had to sweat.
Yeah, and then there was a rat problem. I'm like, cover them up. You know what I mean? And then so we had to start tomatoes like 4 times. I'm like I'm not touching the tomatoes. I don't know what variety of tomatoes we have. I don't want to deal with the old people and their tomatoes. So I just sold to selling decorational plants.
Yeah, decorative. You know what? Decorative talks to money. Food talks to people that want to eat.
Yeah.
So different case scenario.
Yeah, and like specifically, this one lady was asking for plants, and I started asking, well, what do you want to do with them? I was like, I can't. What do you want to do with them? And then they're like, she wants to put them outside her house so they can get it on the market. I'm like, okay, what's your time period? Are you gonna be trying to do this in the winter? What, like, fall? What do you need? And then, like, is it this month? Is it like, if it's this month, you can do some short annuals that, as long as you keep them pinched, they'll look beautiful for open house. But I kind of shot them on some, I think, 6 sun patients and then 4 hanging baskets. So that's
perfect. You did great.
And our prices were about, they could have been $6 more than what they were for some of the hanging baskets.
Right. You could have milked them. I'll tell you, on that next moment, okay, when you're trying to assess, right, and you see how confused they are, right, and they're just kind of guesstimating, they're just and they're looking for thin air stuff. Ask them what color their house is.
Okay.
So you know what colors you're working with. You know what I'm saying? What color's your house? You got some trees by there? What color do they get in the autumn? How quick do they bloom in the spring?
Yeah.
Get their colors, okay? Because then you make their decision for them. This will look great. What's your walk look like? Okay, so you got to walk. This will look amazing going right down the walk. Draw the picture for them. And especially when they say they're real estate, okay? When it's real estate, this is what you do. for the I value, you get the landscape. And then when you remodel, it's the bathroom and the kitchen. That's what you do. So you ask them about that. They're willing to spend on that eye pop. You always remember that.
Yeah. And so that's one thing that I'm hopefully going to be learning next semester in floral design is kind of color patterns and how to really match the color to make it, really come with the person. And the guy who we're going to be doing it with, he's like a New York teacher. He's got like doctorate. He's a very impressive man compared to our current teacher, who's just an old row crop farmer. And
hey man, listen, farming ain't fucking bad, dude. It's amazing.
No, it's good. I've learned a lot more from the teacher's life than I have learned from the curriculum.
I hear you. That's fair.
Which is equally as good. But the curriculum, I come into that kind of wanting to learn more about horticulture. I hadn't. I already pretty much knew everything we went over or we're going to go over before I even went in. We were learning more about like pest management, but that's just pesticides. So,
no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Use diatomaceous earth. Okay, that's another one. Neem. Yeah, diatomaceous earth is fucking amazing. Okay,
and then just neem on.
Well, neem and then some Dawn, right? So you take your spray bottle, you put your cap full of neem, you put a drop or two of Dawn in there. Now don't shake that motherfucker, but go like this right here, kind of mix it up. You know what I'm saying? And use that, and the Dawn's gonna help it coat. And keep in mind, it's only kind of a flavor aid. So here's a mix. It works. It's non-toxic. It's not bad. It's kind of organic, sorta. Yeah. So
it's not pesticides. I think
bingo.
The only time I used pesticides was actually today. I got home. I look at my onions, and these onions are bunching onions. They're an heirloom variety of bunching onions from Thompson, Georgia. And I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with these aphids. I tell you, my green onions were solid black. So I just went and I just dumped a whole bottle of 7 Dust on them. I'm going to kill the aphids, and then I'm going to cut the onions in the ground and then burn the leaves. I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with it. I do not have time this week. But again, I don't plan on eating those onions anytime soon. I'm just using them to divide and spread and make more.
No, you're good. No, fantastic.
It took me 6 months just to get a hold of them.
Yeah, make sure you keep them alive. Don't hurt them too bad.
Yeah. It's just powder.
Okay, take this up. No, it's true. But, we've all done a little powder back in our day in our younger years. No, I'm just kidding. So, serious business, though. You take a gallon jug of water, right? Go down, get the cheapest, nastiest chewing tobacco you can find. You just take a little quarter of that. You drop it in that water. About 3 days, man. Every day you come by and you shake it up just a little bit and kind of stir it. So you're kind of soaking the nicotine out of that. So you're getting nicotine in the water.
Can you do it in pipe tobacco?
I don't know. Old man told me chew. So he was probably because he had it in his pocket. So it could be pipe tobacco, but you might want to watch the flavor. That's why I said the raw, natural, just cheapest, nasty, whatever chew, just tobacco straight.
Because I've got plenty of that.
Watch your flavor. If it's straight tobacco, I'd try it. Fuck it. Okay. I mean, it's broke up, so you might put it in like a tea bag or something you could seal, and then drop it in there and shake that motherfucker around instead of having it all kind of where it's going to be flaky and shit. Yeah. But then you take a half ounce of alcohol. You can use isopropylate because it dries off and you water it and it don't, do nothing. Or you can get some 170 proof. But either way, alcohol is what you need.
I got quarts of moonshine.
So, and you just take a little half ounce and put it in that motherfucker, dude, and you shake that shit up in there. And by day 3, it's a potent killer. Okay. You hear me? So, yeah. And it'll kill.
That sounds great.
That's natural as
fuck. That honestly sounds amazing. I'm probably going to use that this year.
No, that's horticulture, dog. Don't let them teach you fucking. Think of yourself, if you're going to be a doctor, right? What kind of doctor you want to be? You want to give the one that gives that poison-ass pill crap, or do you want to be a homeopath? Exactly. One that learns about your patient and learns them from top to bottom, whole body health, right? Mind health, emotional health, right? Right. So that's what you want to do. So be that guy. Don't be the motherfucker that learn how to just dose up some shit till a motherfucker act right. You're going to hurt your food that way.
Yeah. I love this guy.
High five.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab me some coffee.
Alrighty.
I can still hear y'all though. Y'all talk.
Okay. So I did, Matt. You're gonna give me crap. I fixed my camera last week, but my room is a mess. So you're not gonna see me yet.
I don't even care anymore.
No, but again, ask Chris. It's fixed. He saw me. But yeah, like one thing I would say our class is basically just big agriculture propaganda. Use pesticides, use fertilizer, use herbicides, use growth regulators. All this stuff is like I don't want to use any of this. So again,
So do they give you a failing grade if you don't use it according to the book?
I mean they're not gonna. No, I mean I've got to take tests on how to apply it and all that. But
You gotta learn dosage rates so you don't kill nobody.
Pretty much, and then it's just kind of it's redundant because I'm like, look, I don't want to use this, never gonna use it, but I've got to get it to get my piece of paper so I can seem accredited and smart.
No, I hear you. No, listen, you do what you got to do, man. I'm just telling you, no, they wrong.
Oh, they're absolutely wrong. They're a lot with so much that they do, and the thing is, they know they're wrong because you go to look at it, they're trying to do regen agriculture with tractors the size of my house. You can't do regenerative agriculture with tractors the size of my house, and just because it's no till. Okay, yeah, you're not tilling the ground, but you're putting a tractor on it the size of my house.
Yeah, no, man, and that's not the way to go. Anyways, you want to rebuild the soil, not just. And besides, until they're talking permaculture, until they're talking water storage, until they're talking stop the runoff, until they're talking that shit, they ain't talking shit.
Yeah,
I mean, they just blah blah. You know what I mean? I can't stand big farm. Big farm is big pharma in a corn stalk.
Yep, it's what it is. A lot of it tailors to landscaping, and what comes with landscaping is like your average American lawn that was sold to just I don't know why. I like a well-maintained front yard. I love cutting grass. I love the smell of cut grass. But you need to have most of your yard be used for something.
We used to do that. I mean, that's how we used to run. It was the fucking rich people that got to compete with each other over lawns and shit. They had too much money, not enough sense. Yeah. And then we fucking poor wanting to keep up with the Joneses started emulating that. And then we let them make laws against motherfuckers doing it.
Yeah.
Wow, dog. Well, my whole front yard dug up, and last year it was all planted. My focus is here. I've got my tomatoes in. I had a personal event happen that threw off my whole planting schedule, but I got these bad boys growing constantly.
Are those microgreens? Okay. Do you grow microgreens for personal use or market?
Market. I got a little business. I'd hold up my card, but it's got my little personal number on it. And I just don't know the audience like that. We ain't even with the dinner or nothing yet.
Yeah. That's one of the dozens of things I want to at least try my luck at. That from that to mushrooms to bees to everything.
Pick one. No shit. Yeah, pick one, and after you get that, expand.
True.
I feel like microgreens and mushrooms can go hand in hand. I feel like you're better off using microgreens to fund mushrooms later than you are using mushrooms to fund microgreens. Yeah,
because that's going to be harder. Because I like you said, what I'm going to start with is a market vegetable garden with like a tunnel house. I was trying to get a 44 by 100, but the guy would never message me back. It was 44 feet wide, 100 feet long. I'm like, holy crap, I could get this and I could just start. But he never.
How much work are you willing to put into building this thing?
I mean, we're not there yet. We're not to where I can actually build it yet. Like go outside every day when I get home and build it. But again, if I had it, I could have just thrown it up and then started.
You got a truck?
No, I have a SUV. I need a truck.
Yeah. How many pallets can you fit in the back of that SUV?
I can hook up my trailer.
Okay. You know what you do? Get on Craigslist and go find pallets. You'll probably need, depending on how big you want it, 10 to 12. You know what I'm saying?
I've already got 60 pallets.
Oh, motherfucking shit. You got a barn, dog. Okay,
yeah,
listen.
Exactly.
Run that shit down. Now, here's what you do. After you line your framework there, man, use PVC. And then 2 boards cross top. Boop, boop. That's it.
I made
it. And then plastic that motherfucker. It's cheap.
Do you know what an IBC tote is?
Yeah, of course. The little plastic fuckers.
Yeah, I've got 54 of them in my backyard. Yeah. Yeah, I go to warehouse and I get hooked up. I have 87 garden beds that are made out of those IBC totes. I cut them in half and I
Yeah.
plant in them.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, that's what you do. Urban farmers are the next generation. We have to migrate with the times too. Like land is impossible. So you got to work with what you got. In order to work it right, you got to use every scrap of it. And I mean, it's wild to me that I see some of these guys trying to do it like traditional farmers on their personal farm. And I'm thinking to myself, the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah.
That's not enough land for nothing like that. Like, what are you even thinking? And it's like your nooks, your crannies, your shadows, your buildings, all of them can be your friend or your enemy, just depending on how you use them. You know what I mean? Put the coop
Yeah.
in the shade, put the rabbits in the shade, use the broadside of anything to catch light appropriately. It's like, you got to start figuring on that. How you catch your water, run your water, store your water. That's the way to do these things, is a smart way. So you're doing it smart, man, by using what the urban environment enables us with.
Yeah, because I can pretty much go get as many pallets as I want. My big problem is having a truck, which hopefully I'm trying to get a job at school as level 1 maintenance, which is
Yeah,
basically lawn care with full benefits. So as soon as I can get that, work that for 6 months, I'm gonna get me a truck.
yeah.
But like one
I
thing
think
that
the side hustle is going to work better for you. So you
yeah.
put your time too into that.
It is, and that's one thing we don't have the space where we're at right now. But we're in the process. So we're trying to buy my great grandmother's house back from my aunt, but her husband never put it through probate when he died. Like, so it was a quick claim deed from his mom to him, and so he didn't want sole survivorship, so it went to his sons, and then he's his second wife. So it's got to go through probate. Right, it's in probate right now, about 20 years after he died. So
Oof.
it's gonna have to get split up, and then we're gonna have to buy it from his sons. But his sons are mentally not able to take care of themselves, so it's gonna
Okay.
have his mother and her sister. She has both sons. That she's
Holy
the
shit.
mother. It can probably blow up in everybody's face, but the
Is
court
she a
has.
psychopath?
She might be. I think so.
All right.
So they always are, really, but
It could
um,
definitely happen.
yes. So what's really happening is the court is letting them know that it's going to be sold, and then appoint them an advocate so they will do what's best for the boys, which is fine. I have no
That's good.
problem with that.
Yeah, you want that.
If it doesn't happen, because it's, again, their family, I have nothing against them. But again, if that happens and we don't get it, then that's when I will go full guerrilla gardener and just throw down everything I have waiting right where I am.
Yeah.
So it's really just kind of a waiting game, and I'm not exactly pressed for time because I don't have any of it right now because I've taken full classes just trying to get graduated, and then I can
But you learned a
continue.
lot in this sale. So that's really what's important. If you didn't learn shit else, you learned a lot about this.
Oh yeah, the sale gave me the only true aspect of doing what I want to do. Like, I can grow anything. It's how I would interact with those people, and I did great. I did phenomenal. I've been horse trading for like the past year, just various things here and there. But really in a market aspect, selling stuff,
Right?
I shined like I thought I would, and I love it.
Okay. That's real good. I'm proud of you, man. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Shit, go ahead, bro. You're the host. We done fucked it all up, man.
We're gonna keep rolling with this.
Look, that's good.
What have you guys planted this year? What have you
What
planted
have I
already?
planted? Well,
You guys
I
are in
can't
the
name.
south, so you're way ahead of me.
I haven't planted anything but one thing, and I cannot tell you what that is.
Right, I hear you. No, that's fair.
So I've randomly thrown out
I
some
know that
seeds.
thing.
Yeah. I've randomly thrown out some seeds from my tropical what do you call them? My tropical morning glories. I had a bag of about 600 seeds, and I just threw them out. If they grow, they grow. I really, again, haven't had time to plant anything. I've just kind of been maintaining what I have. I've had gotten last year, I had bought 17 hibiscus trees from Lowe's. They were like $26. I got them for $1.26 a piece.
Nice.
They're coming back out, so I pruned them up, added dirt to them. They're looking good. I'm gonna try to throw them on marketplace and sell them for $20.
Yes.
And then just kind of maintaining, keeping stuff. One thing I've been doing this year is just buying wholesale bulbs from nurseries that don't want them anymore. Like I got 264 paper whites for 11 cents instead of $2.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't really done a whole lot gardening. I'm probably just going to end up direct sowing all my seeds instead of start doing starts inside, which is fine.
I hear you. I don't know, man. I walked away from growing for a long time, and when I started outside, that was great. But I love this. This is great.
Oh, yeah.
Every day I wake up, they're right there. I can water them. I love on them. I talk to them. They're beautiful. I eat them. I eat the shit out of these sunflowers. And no, they're great, man. It's good.
Yeah, because
Outside.
the first year I grew, I just direct sowed in the ground. Every single seed I put in the ground came up, and it was like, whoa. And then next year, I got some small seed trays. I started inside. I went from 8 raised beds to 12 raised beds to last year. I started with 53 raised beds.
Hell yeah.
And then this year, I'm starting with 87 raised beds. And they're not all open for gardening, but like, cause I acquire a lot of plants with intentions of using them later. Like for the bulbs, I kind of went heavy in on the bulbs because honestly, I was bored and I just needed something to kind of take my mind off things. So I just buying bulbs because I mean, the amaryllis, I got 50 something amaryllis, and in a year, those 50 something amaryllis will probably be 300 amaryllis just because they grow new shoots, they grow babies.
Right. I need to learn more about propagating. Seems like you're the damn propagating master. I might end up hollering at you that shit.
Yeah, it's easy. It's super easy. Like you just take a house plant, you cut it up, and you put it in dirt. If it dies, it dies. Start over. I mean, it's
like do 500, you'll get 300, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, and so like really, and start with something easy like your trade scantias. You can't kill them. You don't really even need root hormone. You can just like the Wandering Jew. We took some of your regular Purple Heart and
racisms.
Exactly. We just took that and then just put them in hanging baskets and stuff that you would consider like a weed. And because in some yards, because they'll grow prolifically in the summer. And then
that's dope.
And then I went like with the bulbs, like the amaryllis they'll grow like 5 or 6 offshoots, and then we could always just separate them, split them. They'll grow more, and then if we want, we can sell the whole bulbs. So,
getting into seeds and shit is awesome, man. Everybody needs to know how to get seeds. I'm still struggling with some of that. I've done good with my amaranth, because like it just turns brown and then they like ready because it's like wheat, and you just take and shake that shit around like a voodoo lord or something like that, and the shit goes everywhere, and then they grow. It's like that's literally how easy that is. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I got amaranth.
That's one thing with amaryllis is I haven't tried to start seeds with perennial bulbs yet, but that's one thing. I don't think they have a good germination rate. I think kind of separating their offshoots and stuff is better. But I'll be right back. I've got to go take care of something, and then I'll be right back.
All right. How often do you sell your microgreens? Like you go to the market every week?
Well, I'm finna try this new market this week with my buddy. I'm gonna try as an offshoot section, but I'm trying to get with him because he's got this great big food festival he's already got a table at that I can't get into. so it, like he made real good money there last year.
Off of him, yeah.
I mean, my boy gonna let me, right? You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, how much you pay for that? Hey, I'll split that cost. You let me put my little table with my banner and my little greens. And he was like, yeah, I can do that. I was like, fuck yeah, boy. So, no, it's good. And then I got a distributor down, retailer, whatever, down in Melbourne. And so, it's like I'm growing like that. And I was looking to get into a few of the markets around here, and I was going to kind of alternate through them. But come to find out, them boys are, you better know somebody. Or some of them are old school, you know. But here's what they can't stop me from doing. What I learned from down there going to Melbourne is if I go to markets and I have a good product, I can find somebody to retail if I cut them a wholesale price. So if I piggyback off of him and me and him do these markets, I'll be fine with that. I can handle that. And I really want to build a delivery area over the next few months. So, like, I want a weekly reoccurring service for them. They just got to order a little bit, and I'll just come drop it off. Bring the farmer's market to your house, honey. So, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm just going to grow from there.
Yeah.
All I can do is keep on growing. Yeah. So, I mean, I got goals. I got a cute little damn logo. All the logos, fucking boss. Cover up the damn logo. I don't know if you can see. Wait.
So is that?
That's my little guy right there. Oh, he's so cute. He's adorable.
Is he like a oh man, is it like a scarecrow or something? Or what is?
No, man, he's a little microgreen, buddy. He's in the ground. He's coming up out the ground. Got the little microgreen at the top of the hat. I had a buddy. We sat around. We kicked it into VC for about 3 hours, man. We were like, okay, like this. Let's try this, and let's put this there, and let's word it like this. I came up with that, man. I gotta give that man. Her name's Tiny. She's fucking awesome, dude. She did beast ass work. Looks great on my banner. My banner looks phenomenal. When them girls was printing up them cards, you know, and I went down there to pick them up, all of them was like, he's so cute, it's so adorable, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Because, see, apparently my market, according to what I've studied, is 35 to 50-year-old women. So it needed to be cute. And
you're talking about business cards?
There you go.
Yeah.
I was thinking today on my way home, I need to go print just some plain, regular white business cards to hand them out to people so they have my name and number, because I get tired of writing it down.
Well, that's not a business card. That's a contact card, and call it as such because they expect more out of a business card. Okay. So if you do that, if you call it a business card and you give them that, they're going to look at you like you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so call it a contact card.
Alrighty, that sounds even better.
Right. So this is my contact information, so you can always get a hold of me and, you know, do it like that. Exactly. But business cards are powerful. Don't neglect those.
Yeah, because this lady, she came to our mom's sale last year and she got sold out, and I ended up talking to her. And she was rebuilding. She bought a bed and breakfast and she was redoing it, but then it burnt down. It was like an old historic place, and they completely rebuilt it to original specs, and then
insurance money's
and then she was talking about you know, everything she's doing over there. She's wanting to get goats. I'm like, well, I've got goats. Just so happens I bought 4 of them for 5 for $100 a piece. And these things, and then I turned around and sold one of them. He was the sire to the $3. I took him and I turned around and I sold him to a farm that runs 50 head of goats, and I forgot how many head of cows. And then they also do market flowers for $400. and then I turned around and I was gonna sell her one, and she was fixing to go on vacation. She was already sold it. All she had to do was call me, and I would have sold it. But she lost my information, so I found them on Facebook, and they added me, and I told her to take my. And I saw her today, and I'm like, she has a very, very recognizable face. I saw her again today. I'm like, are you the lady that owns the bed and breakfast? And she's like, I am. Are you the one I talked to about the goats? And I said, I sure am. And I still have some if you're interested. And then I told her I'd give her my number again because I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but I was getting stuff done. And I wrote down my name and number while she was checking out. And then I helped them load up her truck. She loaded up the whole bed of her truck and back seat with plants.
Right.
And then with landscape plants. And then she came back to get some vegetables, and she got like some mint and basil. and she was checking out again, and I told her, give me a call or shoot me a text, and I've got a whole bunch of mint from my great grandmother's house, and then I'll give you some. It's
Right.
because it's pineapple mint. It's that fuzzy applewood mint.
Yeah.
But
I had some good pineapple.
it's been at the house for probably 70 years.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
and
Wow.
I got the last bit of it, and I ended up taking it from like one little cup to it's now in 3 raised beds full of just mint.
Nice.
And
Good. Nice. Lineage
because
mint.
I don't want it to go anywhere, and it's great in tea. It makes a fantastic tea.
Yeah.
It's very
It's good for
strong.
you too.
And then she says she sure will. So hopefully, she'll contact me and I can do something. Can I said I've got more than ghosts now. I've got flowers. I've got all kinds of stuff that you might want to have and add to your bed and breakfast.
I think that's amazing. I think it's a great idea. And yeah, always be the guy that supplies the one who has to dig the hole because you do far less work and they're going to sell
Yeah.
the job.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if I can be the one that sells them the plant and then digs the hole, that's a whole nother thing.
Pay you somebody to dig the hole. You got to talk your time to cost value ratio,
No,
and it's about a look. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? There's a certain look, and you want to be the facilitator, not the doer. Get you a good doer, let him have a sidekick, and you don't even worry about the sidekick. You deal with the doer. Pay him a decent wage, and you'll get all your work done well.
Yeah, I've already found who I want to. Because again, I want to have pretty much a landscape crew to go with everything because we're going to be doing landscaping plants, trees, shrubbery, sticking to like a more native stuff. And then
Right.
I've already got who I want because I don't really care to run a lawn crew, but I already know somebody who's doing lawn care who might do good doing that. We'll just see how things play out. But I'm making
Well,
connections
there's a
with
lawn
people.
crew and then there's landscapers. Now you talking two different. That's apples and oranges thing. So the same guys that cut the yard, are they going to be the same guys you get dig the hole? And are you going to sell them on a cut yard, or are you just going to sell them on let me fix up the way it looks? Now those are two different rackets. You know what I'm saying? Unless you've grown into that's your overall business, but it's not. Your overall business is plants and the look and the face. Now I definitely understand the landscapers in the sense of like, let me dig the hole, design how this goes here. You pour the rock here, Pablo, whatever you got to do, right? But not, I'm going to cut your yard unless you have a separate, you know what I mean? So think about it like that and then separate it in your mind so you focus.
Yeah, and I would use pretty much the same people to do both.
Grant, listen to the last interview I did. His name is Kenny Chiarelli or something like that.
Yeah.
So he went into business with they were gonna do like a lawn care and then transition to like landscaping and like have like more gardens, but his business partner couldn't let go of the the lawn care part, and so they separated. His business partner still just does the mowing, and Kenny does all of like the landscaping and garden stuff. And what he also does is that he has a nursery. And so if you're part of his like gardening, like, you know, he only has like 12 clients and it's like plenty of work.
You don't need a whole lot. Yeah, you don't need a whole lot because
those clients get a discount on his nursery. So he's selling them the plants.
Yeah, which is pretty much exactly what I want to do.
Give it a listen.
My long-term goal is to have a storefront where I can have, you know, basically be like a super center for anything gardening or horticulture.
I bet you're going to like design. You know what? I bet you might have that plan, but I bet you're going to like design. I bet you're going to go out to their property. You're going to see what they're talking about. You're going to be like, I got this thing. I bet you're going to get the feel quite more than you think, buddy. I bet you.
I love it. But like one thing is be able to sell the landscaping materials, because as much landscaping material that I've bought, they don't make it themselves. They buy it from somebody who makes it. And I've been to the place who do that. And I'm like, holy crap. It's huge where they mix the dirt, make the mulch. It's insane.
Yeah.
But all you got to do is buy from a distributor like that, have it put on out, you know, in between like concrete stalls, and then just load it up for them. And then, and then have, you know, one thing I like houseplants. I love houseplants. I want to go heavy into have like a nursery where I sell houseplants, outside plants, fruit trees, and vegetables. and that's be like my main storefront. But then I still personally, for my own side hustle, do again produce for market, and then I kind of we'll see where that goes. That may just end up being where I grow enough produce for me and my family, and it's still going to be for me. But the one big thing for me is I try to focus on is infrastructure, because once shit hits the fan, you can't build infrastructure. You're just not going to be able to. So basically, use a business that is quite incredibly large, being built over time, to have a couple dozen greenhouses, grow houses, a nursery, and then all this stuff. And if okay, there's a food shortage, I can flip a switch and everything goes into full scale food production. That's
Yep.
pretty my long term prep is going to be a business I create.
I'm doing the same shit, buddy. High five again. I fucking
Yes,
love
sir.
you, man. You in
Yes.
Florida? You want to hang the fuck out, dude? If you're in Florida,
I am in North Georgia. Next time I pass through Florida, I will find you.
dude, you come down Space Coast, we're gonna hang the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, because that's one thing that I already know who I'm gonna have to be my greenhouse manager, because I don't want to have to do all that. I work with. She was the other one who was going ham with me today selling stuff. She was with me planting stuff. I'm like, look, if I can get this, you've got a job. It's
Having
just
a good
gonna
team, great.
it's going to take time for me to build it. And the people who I have that are going to kind of head up, they do lawn care, but they also do hard landscape. And again, if I don't care if they are on the crew or they just if they just tell people on the crew what to do. Again, I like to do it, but I like to do it for myself. And I like to do it the way I want to do it. So if I can go into someone's backyard and say, this is what I'm going to do, I'll do it. But if they have an idea, I don't really like to listen to their ideas, because most of the time they're dumb.
Well, you got to spin it so your idea is their idea.
Yeah, and I'm good at that. I just, again, one thing I really kind of want to end my focus on is I have the business, but there are different subsects, and I just have employees that I can hopefully have enough business. I can pay them well enough where they want to do their job and they do good at it, where I don't have to really get involved as much. And just they handle their own departments and they come with me if they need anything. And I can kind of focus on, my beehives. I can focus on my market garden, really food for my family. And we're going to have enough land where we can sell quarter and half cows to, close people we know. It's just handshake. You pay half up front, you get half when I deliver you the meat. Same thing with sheep, goats, pigs, chickens, all like, you want your Thanksgiving turkey? I'll grow you your Thanksgiving turkey for half my family. And then it'll just all be word of mouth.
Sure. So that's what you want anyways. Yeah. You want those kind of people.
Yeah. So
they know what they're looking for when they come looking for it.
And that's kind of that's what I feel like I was meant to do. Is everything I'm doing now, I cannot be any more grateful and thankful for being put on the path I am and given the passion for what I have been given. And again, thankful for the people who have gone with me along the way, like specifically my parents. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better parent. And that's kind of why I was late today. I was just kind of letting them know that, because we just got a lot of family stuff going on and that just needed to be reassured.
Right. Well, Hanny, you've been there, man. Better to shore up your foundation.
Yeah.
Nice. Way to go, Grant. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. What do you guys want to wrap on? Just grow trees? Cultivate
grow something. I don't care. Just grow something.
Yeah. I mean, really. I mean, grow some things. If you can't grow things you got to really focus on, to just do the spot hard work and put you some fruit trees in, put you some grapes in, some shit that you ain't got to water, but every 2 or 3 days if you need to, after it sets, it's like put you in something that's going to start taking care of itself eventually. And then you ain't got it. If you can't do nothing else, do fucking that. Cause somebody's going to have to do, if we really talking about what's going on around us, the inept, ignorant ass folks running shit. I can't. I started cussing too much, but so those people, right? They're gonna break shit. I mean, it don't matter. Either one's in charge at this point. It's WWF. I'm done. As far as I'm concerned, my country of Florida, I'm all about a wall right between us. No offense there, bro, but Georgia. I just want one between us and Georgia. I'll just take my country, Florida. If you have a passport, I'll vouch for you, buddy. You can come be a refugee anytime.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just hope and pray that Georgia grows some fucking balls. Holy shit, we are a state surrounded by Chad states that's just gone complete soy. You look at Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida. I'm like, why can't that rub off on us? It's Atlanta. Atlanta is a cancer on our state, and I cannot stand it.
Man, when I had to drive through Georgia, I started singing Celine Dion and shit. It's just not good for testosterone in that state.
Really, it ain't. It's so bad. But again,
y'all folks, I love Georgia.
I don't know. It's honestly, it sucks. it's just the climate here, really, kind of politically. I mean, our governor, he's a rhino. I feel like he's just a rhino.
All right, Grant.
Okay.
Grant.
Either way,
next week next week.
Well,
next
we got
week we're gonna talk about Georgia.
Right.
See, it's not our fault. Your podcast's only an hour.
Exactly. This thing could be too easily. He could just mute himself and tell his computer to shut down in an hour, and we can keep going.
I mean, I know, right? Go ahead.
All right, Chicken Whisperer. Now that you just took a bite of your product, why don't you go ahead and tell people where they can find you?
Well, y'all can hit me up at Twitter on my Rooster Wisdom. Listen, it's wild, so you never know what I'm gonna say. If you come into Spaces, I'll be there.
Nice. Love it.
My Rooster what?
My Rooster Wisdom. I'll show you again.
Okay. There you go. I found him. I think that's him anyway.
I got my tweets protected because of my business. I'm fucking too wild. So I got to calm myself.
That's you. I am Homestead of Pain. You can come check me out on Twitter. Not Twitter. That too. But TikTok, where I still have not posted anything in like 4 weeks. I stopped at 3,000 followers because I got tired of posting that stuff.
Fair enough. Thanks, Grant. And I'm Matt, FarmHopLife.com. Check me out. Got a podcast, do interviews, meeting up with people I've interviewed.
Follow them if you want them to last longer.
Yeah, I like it. I like his tweets. They dope. So follow.
Hey, I'll do all right. All right. We're probably gonna rehash the conspiracy thing next week.
Yeah, we didn't have a full house.
We're conspiratorial gardeners or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man, that'll work. That'll work. We planting seeds, right?
Yeah, seeds of wisdom or something.
There you go. Right. We dig the dirt of their lies and plant the seeds of truth.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next time.